Now to this. The city of Rockland is drawing attention to a dark chapter of Maine's history that some people say has often been overlooked. It's the Owl's Head Bay massacre of 1755. News Center Maine's Akua Deval shows us how the city is working to preserve and share the story of the Penobscot Nation.
Beneath the Rockland coastline lies a story many Mainers haven't been taught.
It isn't just thought that, oh, well, you know, somewhere there were some indigenous people who lived. No, they lived right here.
In July of 1755, colonial bounty hunters led by Captain James Cargill of Newcastle attacked Penobscot people in the area now known as Owl's Head Bay.
But Cargill overtook them right here at this bay, and they were also murdered and scalped.
Among those killed was cultural mediator Margaret Moxa and her family. Historical accounts say the attack also killed other Penobscot people as part of a bounty system that paid for the scalps of indigenous people.
There's the hill that they ran over.
More than 270 years later, former city councilor Elizabeth Dickerson called on city leaders to make sure that history is a part of a public conversation.
It's safe to say we were all surprised that this had happened in Rockland and gratified that she had come and brought it forward to us.
Last week, the city council unanimously voting to create a task force that will study the history, gather community input, and recommend how the city should honor those who were killed.
It would seem wrong and even discriminatory to acknowledge the history of white settlers that became the Rockland that people now think of as the city, and ignore the history of Native peoples here.
The group will include city officials, tribal representatives, and local historians to develop recommendations for a public memorial and educational signage on what is now Snow Marine Park.
I've been able to walk the land a couple times where this massacre most likely occurred, and being there, you feel the power.
Penobscot Nation member Maureen Bryant says acknowledging this history isn't about blaming people living today, it's about ensuring the community understands its full past.
So if we're thinking about these beautiful lands and waters we all share, we should really be informed about everything that's happened here.
Councilors say the task force is expected to present its recommendations later this fall. In Rockland, Akua Deval, News Center, Maine.
And Rockland City Councilor Nate Davis says he hopes to have the entire exhibit installed by next spring. And Elizabeth Dickerson, who you heard from, who's calling for the recognition of the events, she is also seeking the Democratic nomination for Senate.